Welcome back, Wolfpack! Verlis here to the start of this week's Fan Fridays, as well as the start of Fan Fridays for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and the honor going to Slothy Pig and his Type Null. So I can't wait to see what happens for this battle, see what we're bringing in the new Pokemon games. But right before we get into it, do want to make an announcement. I am planning on cutting back Fan Fridays to 3 battles per week, mostly because of the YouTube algorithm and some shenanigans going down with that. If you want the full detailed explanation, then you can stick around to the end of the video. Pretty much, if you upload the same videos on the same day and like more than 2 or 3 videos, YouTube really doesn't like that. So I'm going to try to make it to where we have 3 higher quality Fan Fridays. It does mean less people getting featured, but I think it could be better in the long run, because then there's a lot more promotion. There's going to be a lot more just hype around those 3 videos, instead of maybe dragging it on with like 1 or 2, because there are some times where people have said, this didn't need to make it to Fan Fridays. Sometimes we're really like pushing, like, oh, the opponent made a misplay, but you know, we can see where the strategy is kind of working. So instead of just kind of like pushing it out for the 5, let's try to bring like 3 of the best submissions that we can have every week. So this is going to be the matchup right now. Type Null against the Volcarona, but Volcarona is going to switch out and go into the Buzzwole, as Type Null is going to set up that Swords Dance. Okay. That's actually interesting. Type Null didn't even care. Type Null's like, you know what? I'm going to Swords Dance this Volcarona and then take it out before it can do a lot of really heavy-hitting stuff with that Quiver Dance. But that's going to force the switch into Kommo-o. Again, that's like, yeah, you don't want bulk up into Drain Punch against normal-type Pokemon like that. Things could get pretty bad, but that's going to be Drain Punch onto the Buzzwole, and Kommo-o taking a little bit of damage, but those are just these pseudo-legendary stats. And are we already going to see it, guys? Are we already going to see the Clangorous Soul Blaze? I thought this was a Type Null submission, but are we going to get the sweep right here? This could get pretty intense, and that is going to be the move. So, Z moves, know them, we love them. Got a lot of animation going on right now, especially when it comes to these new ones, like the very fancy Z moves. So, you know, just let Kommo-o get his groove on, and still probably do a solid amount of damage behind it. Buzzwole mostly a defensive tank, so special attacks could hit pretty hard still. And that's how you just, wow, I was about to say that's how you lose half of your health, but no, doing like 80%, you know, that's a high amount of damage, getting all the stats. How do you come back from that? Ooh, Ice Punch from the Buzzwole, but that's on top of the plus defense. And Kommo-o, wow, that's stupid how strong this is. Kommo-o now outspeeds into the Poison Jab, but it will be enough to take out. Ooh, the Rocky Helmet though, bringing Kommo-o down. I think I could have just, I think you could, I was about to say, I think you could have gotten that with the Drain Punch, but maybe not with the way that the Buzzwole is. Slowbro coming in for the tank. It will go for the Mega Evolution, and this might actually just end Kommo-o's run right here, because can't really do much against Psychic Water-type Pokemon. You know, oh wait, never mind, there's a Thunder Punch, but even that at the +1, that's not going to be enough to KO. That's not even enough to 2-hit KO. And then Slowbro going to reverse it on the Trick Room. And yeah, is that the counter right now? People running lots of that Slowbro against the Kommo-o? GG, wrecked, just like that. Okay, so not truly unstoppable. There are some tank matchups out there, but this is looking to be a pretty solid battle. Now, how will the Type Null break down the Slowbro? We know that Type Null wants to go for those Swords Dance, so it can get enough stats overall. It was really just the response with the Buzzwole that scared off Type Null. Type Null wanted to stay in on the Volcarona, and it looks like it's ready to square up against the Slowbro as well. Scald could suck. You know, getting that burn chance on could not be the best thing. Type Null tanking the hits well. Ooh, there's the burn right there, though. That's going to add a little bit more. Type Null is going to Swords Dance through it, though. So now only at 1.5 times the attack. Ugh, that's a little unfortunate right there, just how fast your stats get cut down. But maybe Type Null is sitting on something, and then that's going to be another Scald from the Slowbro. Type Null, it's tanky, but I mean, that's what happens when you go up against a Mega Pokemon, and it is the Rest set. So not really too worried about the, ooh, okay, so what we got? Rest, Sleep Talk, Swords Dance, question mark. Is that a possibility right now? Are we going to wait this one out and just tank it through and then KO the Slowbro? So that's a withdraw from Slowbro going into Volcarona. Volcarona takes this as an opportunity to go, yeah, by the time he wakes up, I'm already +2, dead. Nothing you can do about it, but Volcarona, he has to go up against a pretty hard hit. And there's the Sleep Talk, guys. So what is that? Oh my goodness. That is a sexy Type Null right there. Do you even, what? I was about to say, do you even need that much on the Swords Dance? Like, okay, a +2 Last Resort is some of the most devastating damage out there. 95 on the attack, getting into the stab, getting into some craziness right there. We might get the rest. You know, it could fail, but overall it's not the worst thing. And then Type Null wakes up, and it's going to use the Last Resort anyways. I wish that the Slowbro had rest or slack off for itself. I want to see... Ooh, wow, taking all the swords down. I would say I just want to see the KO into Slowbro from full health. I gotta run those damage calculations. I have to know. I have to put those numbers down in my mind to see how much damage this Type Null is going to do. I'm guessing Eviolite, Adamant Nature, max hit points attack. Boom, get it. And then that's going to be Slowbro going down just like that. Slowbro doing decent amounts of damage to Type Null. Don't know if that's just based off tankiness or maybe it is some special attack investment to get the most damage out of that Slowbro. But let's go and check that one out. Actually, it looks like the numbers line up. You know, Type Null was getting about like 4 hit KO range with the Scald, so maybe a little bit of special attack investment. Maybe it's like a modest nature instead of bold, since we already have like insane amounts of defenses and stuff. And then Last Resort is sitting on that 4 hit KO, so that's... Yeah, it looks like we do need to max out now. +4 was doing 73 to 86%. Could have been enough to take out the Slowbro in its current hit point state. But at that +6, you are going to be finding the pretty high chance to one-shot one of the tankiest, most offensive Pokemon in the game. And then, like, also just depending on how the EV breakdown was, could be a little different. But it looks like a lot of things lined up right there. And Type Null's damage should be pretty crazy. So let's go, let's see Garchomp. You know, what does it take to kill a Garchomp with this set? And also the Earthquake damage, not really that crazy. You know, very low chance to 3-hit KO, so Type Null is going to be able to Swords Dance, Rest, Sleep Talk, gain some extra stats, and then find the Last Resort when it matters. But looks like a +2. That's all you need to take down the Garchomp. Alright, and like even if that was a Life Orb on the Garchomp, I mean, it's still possible, you know? You go Swords Dance into that Rest because that's what we need, and then you have 2 chances on that Sleep Talk to land it. You still could find the KO. So let's go into another battle and watch how this one plays out. There we go. This time bringing a 6v6 battle, so we'll see how this one ends up playing out. Oh man, seems like there could be a lot of shenanigans going down, and that's what's going to make the battle exciting. So it looks like there's going to be a lot more Link battle submissions, I feel, for Fan Fridays, because the battle spot just has no one on it. I've been trying to get the One Punch Mewtwo battles, and I've had like streaks of like 8-10 times where no one is there for a battle, and then the battle ends up being garbage anyways. So it gets a little unfortunate right there, but let's see how Golisopod versus the Haxorus goes. Boom, first impression, and there goes an insane amount of Haxorus' health, and then using the Earthquake against Golisopod, that is not going to go well at all. So, resisted hit, high defense Pokemon, and into the withdrawal, and the Haxorus like, yep, can't do much about that, and they take too much damage, but Kingdra will be the response, and how's that going to play out with the Razor Shell? Good call. Nice little cut right there, doesn't do much to Kingdra. Gooey. I don't think Golisopod matters with the speed, but might have already been outspeeding the Kingdra. That's going to be into the Thunderbolt, and that's not going to be enough damage to get this going, but the Paralysis, I wonder if that's Assault Vest. Probably Assault Vest then. Unfortunate Paralysis comes through, and now that means Kingdra is going to try to force that switch, but not before an Aqua Jet comes in. Small little bits of tag damage. Gooey doesn't matter because we're about to watch the emergency exit as Thunderbolt connects again, but that Paralysis is very unfortunate. There's a much stronger hit right there as the emergency exit comes through. RKS Slayer. Nice name. Got it. Because that's what it's about. It's about defeating mythical Pokemon and challenging the god's strength. So, Type Null gets burned on that flamethrower. Garbage odds, but still gets to set up the Swords Dance, so I guess it's okay. And just taking no damage from the Kingdra. So it looks like Type Null's tankiness is where we need it to be. I'm also wondering, like, what you could do to maybe optimize it, you know? Maybe instead of an Adamant nature, get a little bit more of a defensive nature, try to balance out that, and then get the offenses in. Because when you're using Swords Dance like this, you should be pretty much good to go. And we are overkilling the Garchomp at +2. So maybe make it to where you, like, KO most Pokemon at a +2 up to Garchomp, and then that lets you be tankier otherwise. So there could be some optimizations made here with how good the Type Null is. And like, what else do you need to do? Boom, just go into that rest, get ready for the Sleep Talk, and then that's going to be wreck right there. Also, another good thing about whenever you're just running any kind of Sleep Talk strats, the opponent's going for sleep, he's just kind of helping you out. So eventually you might just roll into the Swords Dance or the Last Resort, and that's just free right there. Also, it's a predictable sleep. those are the best plays. Like, oh, he's got a Moongus. He's going to Spore. I'm just going to use that Sleep Talk, and I'm going to land it and get the freebie. So that's going to be Last Resort. Onto the +3 from the Cotton Guard onto Altaria. 2-hit KO range coming through, but that could be another Cotton Guard from the Altaria. Now we're in some Roost Wars, and it is going to be off of the Sleep Talk. So another Swords Dance will help Type Null keep up. And then you just got to roll those Last Resorts. But yeah, that's a bulky bird right there. That Altaria, it's ready for these defensive things, and then the rest comes in. So not the best right there, and Altaria will be forced into that Roost. So now there's going to be a back and forth. If Type Null gets that max Swords Dance and then starts gaining heavy amounts of damage, though, it's got an interesting back and forth right now. Altaria taking the damage option. Really has to, I guess, at this rate, because it's not missing health. Doesn't have to be forced into the Roost. And that's going to be the Swords Dance. Altaria has good amounts of damage, pixelate boosting, Hyper Voice, stab, it works. But it looks like Type Null, it doesn't care, you know, it's taking a good amount of damage, but should be able to be a 4-hit KO as we find the Last Resort. I mean, 4-hit KO, that's like a pretty nice range for the Type Null. And there it is right there. So now we're going to be looking, whoa, Altaria taking the risk, though. Will it be? Yeah, that's going to be the rest. Never mind. Not really too much of a risk then, because I guess calculated. You don't want to trade the +6 Type Null for the Altaria, even though it is a Mega for Type Null. Type Null able to trade very effectively. Altaria is going to Roost anyways, and it's going to be minusing health. But again, it's where we start getting some issues with the Type Null. Sleep Talk though could buy us a little bit of extra time if done correctly. So that's going to be Swords Dance. Won't go any higher. Altaria doesn't have to Roost at that range, because like you don't, if it gets bad if you fall behind, but it looks like Rest into that Sleep Talk could play into the favor of the Type Null. That's going to be another Sleep Talk. Are we going to see a Last Resort? No, another Swords Dance. I'm going to say, like, Last Resort into Wake Up Last Resort could be pretty devastating, and the Hyper Voice will connect again. So that's going to force Type Null into another Rest. That way, it's pretty much just going to be the same thing. So, gets one hit in now. Could go for that risk trade, or could just try to keep the Altaria down, because the damage is coming in alright. And Altaria, there's another Hyper Voice. Type Null probably doesn't want to risk it, and that's where you just rest. Alright, so, got a nice little stall going on. Got a nice little stall going on. And I guess we just kind of wait this one out and see who comes out on top, because like a crit from the Altaria isn't going to be as bad as a crit from the Type Null. Actually, crit from the Altaria could make it to where you won't be able to like you have to wake up in a Rest instead of actually get that Last Resort in there. But there's a Sleep Talk into the Last Resort. So Altaria went for the damage, did not heal, and then gets wrecked on that Last Resort. So it's also something that can happen. I don't really know what else could happen. So Kingdra comes in. Even if it's going for like crit sniper shenanigans. Ooh, the Clear Smog. That's actually very significant right there. And we're going to see how this works for the Sleep Talk. Because I mean, a +0 Last Resort could still be a huge hit. And that's going to be a Rest. So it gets to wake up. We're going to see damage from the Kingdra. I would rest it just to be safe, see how much damage, because that's a nice little hit right there. Wakes up into Last Resort, but nah, apparently Slothy understands the Type Null more than I do, and that's a +0 onto the Kingdra. Also, the Last Resort, or not the Last Resort, the Sleep Talk could keep the opponent on their toes pretty well, because you Sleep Talk a Swords Dance, and then that means they risk waking up in the Last Resort, so they have to use a less damage optimal move just to make sure you don't get completely snowballed against. It's like using Kingdra to Clear Smog, eat the Last Resort at +0. That's still good. That's still good for the Kingdra, even though it's going to get KO'd off of that. That means you don't have to deal with a +2 against the rest of your team. It's going to be the Sleep Talk, though. And Sleep Talk will find the Swords Dance. That's what I mean. It's like now you're just threatening some scary things. Like, oh, I'm asleep and I'm still Swords Dancing. Get out there that Clear Smog at some point. And there it is. Alright, the Kingdra playing this one pretty well. Kingdra is playing this one pretty well, given this circumstance. And this is where things get RNG dangerous again, because there's a Sleep Talk. And if it's the Last Resort, that means Kingdra's dead. Oh, if it isn't, though, that means we still get a Wake Up into damage. Or maybe just risking it, you know? It's like, alright, I'm going to keep resting. Go Wake Up in a Rest, and eventually I'm going to use that Last Resort when I'm asleep. So it looks like that is what the Type Null is going for. Also, since the Sleep Talk is not going to be draining the PP of the Last Resort, I guess that's like the way of getting over it in these weird, longer game stall scenarios that it gets called, and then you don't have to worry about because that's what the Sleep Talk is for. So there's the Sleep Talk, and is this what we needed? Last Resort. All right, so Swords Dance and Last Resort kind of doesn't matter because we know that Kingdra is playing for that +0 game into the Snowball, but Kingdra can't stop it. Nothing can stop the Type Null. Are we going to see the Hydreigon come in for that Draco Meteor? Maybe seek the nuke. There's the Draco Meteor. Oh, the miss, though. Fast asleep. Ooh, this is where things get bad. Sleep Talk. If it's like a rest, I'm okay with that. No, it's the Last Resort. I'll say if it's a rest, it's like, okay, Draco Meteor missed. Rest happened. That means just wake up into rest again after the Draco Meteor. But now, it's going to be Draco Meteor again. How much damage are we going to see onto the Type Null? And then there's going to be the special attack cut. So Hydreigon went for the Hail Mary nuke. Would have been successful if it didn't go for that. But then waking up into the Last Resort anyways, I would have used the rest right there just because now Hydreigon doesn't have the damage. That miss kind of sucks right there. And then Haxorus comes in. So +0 Haxorus. Is it finally going to take down the Type Null? It has Outrage. Oh yeah, that Type Null's going down. All right. So not even messing around, does have the big damage, and there we go. That's going to be Type Null gone. Now, Aegislash comes in. It's like, okay, after beating down that Type Null, and losing half your team to Type Null, Aegislash comes in, and, oh, it's not even the reads. It's just like, yeah, the bait. So now Haxorus is forced Outrage into the -2. That means Aegislash gets a free whatever it wants, honestly. So Haxorus withdrawn. Ooh, the I have mad respect for the Eviolite Dragonair. That thing goes into like Rest, Sleep Talk, Thunder Wave, Dragon Tail shenanigans. You phase an entire team and then you just can't do anything about it. Oh, that's going to be a withdraw after the +2 though. Interesting. And now there's Goodra. Goodra taking a little bit of health earlier from the Golisopod. Glasspot can come in any point as well. Just like, oh, I'm paralyzed, but first impression, huge damage. Aegislash going for that +6. This could be the end of the battle. Goodra has Flamethrower, but Aegislash doesn't take damage. That's a super effective hit. Oh, wow. Actually, that was a lot more than oh, there's the crit. Okay, I was about to say. That was a lot more than I expected, but there was a reason behind it, and it looks like Aegislash taking the Blade form into the Sacred Sword. Hit onto Goodra. Goodra's going to not go down. The clutchest survival, but it looks like it should be good to go anyways. Aegislash got that Shadow Sneak the Haxorus before you eat the Earthquake, and then you just... I guess you got Sacred Sword the Dragonair. Gooey doesn't matter when you're dealing with something like the Aegislash. And that's going to be it. So Haxorus comes in, and the battle should be cleaned up pretty good right now. I want to see if we can see a survival from that Dragonair. Most likely. Like, those things are just tanks. Aegislash with Shadow Sneak. That's going to be it right there. And the Dragon Tail could phase, but then it's like, okay, you eat either Sacred Sword or Shadow Sneak, and then bad things happen as Gillespie comes in. Priority, GG. So stance change, though. Okay. Maybe going for that King Shield just to bait out. I wouldn't be worried about the damage, but I mean, you get that Protect in there. Kind of keep it minimal. Horn Drill? What? Those are some shenanigans right there. Okay. That's a new layer that I haven't seen on the Dragonair. I'm guessing that's a Gen 1 Virtual Console then. So, tank stall Dragonair into the Horn Drill. Ferocious. Glad I saw it. Sacred Sword, +4. Not going to be enough to KO. But then the follow-up should be able to seal it into the Shadow Sneak. And that's going to be the GG. So, my goodness. Okay. Lots of fun going on in these battles from Slothy Pig. That last one is pretty long. But there we go, guys. So, showing the Type Null doesn't take damage. Deals a lot in return. And the follow-up can be massive. I just tear through an entire team. So, guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice... Well, actually, don't have a nice day just yet. We got 2 more Fan Fridays. Also, I said I was going to do algorithm talk and stuff. So pretty much what I've noticed, and this has also been backed up by some other YouTubers like Linus Tech Tips, recently on one of the WAN shows, actually not recently, a couple months ago, he was talking about how the YouTube algorithm, it identifies what videos you upload at what time on what day, and it also takes like similar tags and stuff. Like you might have noticed that Let's Plays are actually getting hammered in views right now. That used to be, you know, Let's Play, while the first episode will always get higher viewership and then it drops off from there. With the recent changes to the algorithm, not even recent, like going back to the start of 2017, around January, what it seemed like was happening is that if viewers aren't always clicking on every single video, the promotion, the actual videos getting sent to the sub box, like pretty much YouTube will identify viewers of series and then be like, oh, they're not interested in this series, they haven't watched the last 5 series, so they get subscriber burned on that series, and then the video doesn't get promoted to them as much, so they don't end up watching new videos. This is happening with Let's Plays, and when Linus Tech Tips spotted out, he noticed it with the WAN show. They does a stream announcement for the WAN show, and he's just like, yeah, there's absolutely no views on this, and I don't even see it. I rarely see the announcement for the WAN show because I don't click on the announcement, I end up just watching the VOD afterwards. So a lot of people do that, and what YouTube has done is say, alright, they do this video upload every time at this time, so the people that don't click on it, they're not interested, we're just not going to show it to them. And it's kind of a scummy thing for YouTube to do, but that also has been happening with Fan Fridays. That if you're not watching all 5 of my Fan Fridays video every single week, that means the video promotion of Fan Fridays is going to be cut substantially. This also works into the algorithm, so it's not only that my subscribers aren't seeing it, but then the new viewers aren't going to see it. That it's like, oh, he uploaded 5 videos in one day, a very small amount of his audience was able to watch all 5. This video, no, the engagement isn't there, so we're not going to promote the video to everyone. So my thought is if I do 3, it's not going to kill Friday. Like, Friday is a dead day on my channel, and I hate that YouTube does that kind of stuff, but that's what ended up happening. So pretty much, YouTube has identified Fan Fridays as a poor series because it's not for everyone, and there's so many videos that if you upload more than 2 or 3 videos a day, YouTube will start just hitting you super hard. They'll start like just deducting algorithm points from you. So by doing that, I was like, all right, if we get 3 videos, I'm not gonna say higher quality battles, like for guarantee, but for the most part, you know, more people should be watching fewer videos, and they should be the better videos of the ones for the week. So that should increase subscriber promotion as well as other promotion on the rest of the platform. And that was like a big thing behind it, because it just sucks when YouTube just kind of kills off Fan Fridays. Like, no, I want this to be something that kind of gets out there that people get to enjoy. Like, it feels awesome when you're the person in Fan Fridays and then you get 100,000 views, 100,000 people watching your battle, your Pokemon, and then praising what you did with it. So this is my little breakdown right there. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.